Hey guys, it's Chase here on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and what I got for you guys today is the Gemmy 2009 5.5 foot tall animated life-size Midnight Countess from Spirit Halloween. This is an item that I got from a good friend of mine for I think about $200. I got her about 3-4 months ago, and this is an item that I never really expected myself to get, not because it's like rare or anything, just because I was never really a huge fan of the Gemmy female characters, because Gemmy back in the day did not make a lot of them. They've made like the Dawn of the Deads. They made the like the Beheaded Bride, which I did have her, and I meant to do a review on her, but I ended up selling her because somebody made me a good offer on it. And then they made the Midnight Countess, and I'm sure that they made like 1 or 2 more female characters that I can't think of, but long story short, they did not make a lot. So it's not because I don't like the female aspect of the life sizes, it's just because they haven't made a lot, so there's like not a lot to pick from. But I have had Beheaded Bride, and I do think that she is a super cool prop. She has a lot of movement, and it's very nice. And this one I was never really interested in until I went to my friend's house. He lives about an hour away from me, and I went to his house, or not really his house. I went to the place that he works, and he had this up, and I actually really liked it in person. And he told me about a month after that he was selling it, and so I asked him how much, and I think that we agreed on, like 200. If not, it was like 250, which could either be a great price or it could be a terrible price. I don't know what she goes for nowadays, because I remember back in the day, probably around like 2-3 years ago, she went for roughly around like $600 to $900, which is insane. But as of recently, I think I've seen her for around like $300 to $400. So I think I'm still in a good price margin. So I just want to make sure that I did not overpay for her, and the way it looks right now, I did not. Especially because she fully works. She does fully work, and everything on her is 100% original. Besides the earrings, which I will get to later on, and she does have the box too, which I will show. But she is fully working. This came from the first batch, which, for those of you that don't know, we believe that there were 2 batches of this item, and we do have picture proof. I can put like a link in the description where you can find the first batch compared to the second batch. But basically, there was this one, which is mine, which was made first, that has all the detail on the clothes, and then there's a second batch which is missing the ribbons on the dress, and I think that there was like a little bit less detail on the face, but I could be wrong. I think it might have just been the clothes that were different. But either which way, this is the better model to get. And although the second batch one is like more hard to find, I do prefer to have this one because, like I said, it looks a lot better anyways. So I will get a close-up of her real quick, and as I do that, she probably will go off because she's very sensitive to movement. Not much to sound, but definitely to movement. Before I do that, I'll show that she does indeed have the box. You can notice that it has like tears in the side. For whatever reason, the person that he got this off of ended up ripping off the Spirit Halloween logo. So we believe that this initially came from like a garden center or like Party City or something like that, because those types of stores would buy stuff from Spirit and then resell them in their store. And so given that information, they probably ripped off the Spirit Halloween information, not to get like, I guess like to avoid getting in trouble, or just because, you know, they didn't want to have the logo selling in their store. But for either which way, it does not have the Spirit logos, which it kind of is what it is. I kind of wish it did have it, but I mean, other than that, the box is complete. And it has all the packing material inside of it. It has the box for the head, and it has all of the bags and all that good stuff that you'd find the accessories and head in. So I guess we'll start off with the box first. So you can see that this is probably a pretty early model. A lot of differences. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Like first of all, the earrings on that are completely different. They look all metal and they have a lot of rubies on them, whereas the production ones, they're plastic and they're just like the little ruby that she has right there. And I don't, like I said, I don't have the original earrings, so I can't, show an example, but they are nothing like that. She also has a golden candelabra, which looks absolutely amazing, and I wish that she was produced like that because that looks so sick. But she wasn't, so it kind of is what it is. Because she has the black candelabra. And I think that might be. I mean, besides obviously the facial details and the fact that that is gold also, whereas the production one, well, I guess it is gold. It's not, like very gold.
Closer, please. You're looking deliciously pale tonight.
As I said, that she is very sensitive to motion. I don't know if that was because of me smacking the ruby on her chest, or it was because I accidentally waved my hand in front of the sensor. But as I was saying, it's not very. I mean, it's golden, but it's not like the flashy golden that you'll see on the box. So, a lot of times people say that the prototypes are better than the production items, and I say that this is a great example, because she looks so much better on the box. I think she still looks amazing here, but I would definitely prefer to on the prototype. I mean, who wouldn't? So getting up close to the face, you can see that she has some great detail. This is the only item that shares this face, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but obviously with the older items like Dr. Shivers, Count Vigor, Bray Monster, they all have essentially have the same face, and they're just painted differently. But this one seems to have its own unique face and mask and all that. And she does have, it's not just the mask that's different. The underneath actually has like the bone structure and stuff. So this isn't like the mask making that jawline and stuff. Like, she actually has a good plastic face structure underneath, and you can kind of see it kind of peeking through right there. And that's, I don't know if that's a rip or if that's just how it was taken off of the mold, but it does seem to have like a slight tear right there. But I mean, other than that, there's like absolutely no imperfection with her. I did want to show the earrings on this because, as I said, they are different. Now, a lot of times I know people will say that that they'll have something different on their item and they'll be like, oh, I think it's better, when in reality it's really not. They're just trying to just feel better about how it has an imperfection. But I mean, honestly, with this, I do 100% feel that these look a lot better. Now, obviously, I would prefer to have them original. However, these look super, super good, and I'm sure these are like $10 or something. Like, they are all metal, and they look fantastic. And because they're red, they match with this item super, super well. So I am very pleased with the replacements. Like I said, although I would love to have the originals, that would be super, super cool. These are a fine replacement. So as you saw, everything fully works on her. Now, there is a gear that is splitting in the neck, which I will deal with that when it fully splits. I'm not going to go in there and replace it until it fully splits because, as some of you might know, or maybe not, it is a pain to get into her neck mechanism, because this isn't just taking off her head and unscrewing some screws in the top and doing a simple gear repair like a lot of the other Gemmy life sizes. No, you have to take off the body, and then at that you have to take off a couple different holder pieces for the head to keep it straight, and then you can get to the gear. And I mean that's just ridiculous. I think the only other one that might be just as hard as that is the dancing Grinch and the dancing Christmas bear, because the actual head turn mechanism is in the head itself, which, I mean, even at that, I think that one might be easy to replace. So I think she has probably the hardest head turn mech to repair. And maybe it's not hard, it's just, I mean, it's just completely overdone. Like, it's just not convenient to get to. If we get up close to the clothing of it, you can see that it is a very, very, well, you can't really see it, but I'll tell you, it's a very, very soft and thick material. I'm not sure what this is made of, but I mean, it is a very, very high quality material, something that you will never find on an item nowadays. And she also, I don't have it Velcro.
Yes, I'm the girl your mother warned you about.
Kind of made me jump. She's not very loud, but when she goes off, it is kind of startling if it's pretty unexpected. So as I was saying, she has Velcro pieces right here, which will go on the top of, or it's like right over here. I don't want to activate her again, but the Velcro pieces are on either the clothing or actually I'll check. I think it's on the clothing. Yeah, right here.
It's so good of you to still have a heartbeat.
And the reason that I do not have it Velcroed there is just because if I do have them Velcroed on both sides, then this this necklace will be pulled taut up to like her neck, which does not look good because the chain is not long enough. And I'm sure it's like that on all of them. I don't think mine has a defect, but if you do put it on top of there, then it just pulls it taut and it does not look good. It doesn't look natural. And also with that, if you have it up, you can't have the dress covering her arm, which I like to have it kind of like this, so it's kind of peeking out. I do like to have it like that. And you can see even without the cape, like everything is just incredibly detailed. Like, I mean, the cape is covering this part. Like, you're not even supposed to see this part, but yet it's so detailed. So I think Gemmy did a fantastic job on this, because a lot of the costumes that you'll see, not even nowadays, like back then, were pretty subpar at best. They weren't the greatest material or the greatest looking, but I think that this is probably one of their better costumes, if not the best that they've done. But I'm sure that there is some competition with a couple different costumes. But again, like this is the only life size I've had in person that actually has like this good of clothing. So I think that this one definitely takes the cake for best costume as far as quality wise. Like every Gemmy female character, she does have the dress that drapes all the way down. I don't think that they've done one where you can actually like see her legs or anything. So it does go all the way down, and you can see that she does have the standard 2009 pull setup. If I can actually get to it, a lot of clothes to undo. So you can see that she has the pulls right there, and it goes all the way up to have that, that type of mechanism. And I know that 2009 was the first year that they started doing the detachable pull setup instead of the collapsibles. Maybe it was in 2008, but I think it was 2009 that they started doing that. So it was a combination between the collapsibles and the pull setups. I don't prefer one over the other. I think that they are both great. But as far as moving the character around, it's very hard to move a pull based character around because with at least the 2009 ones, they're not holding by like locks or anything. So, as soon as you lift it up, all the pulls come apart, and it's kind of annoying. So you kind of have to like drag her by the base. But if you don't want to take her apart, but I think I've said enough about this item. She runs on a 6-volt adapter. I could look at the amperage if you guys want. But one more thing I should show before I get to all of her phrases is you can see.
Welcome to our place. It's simply electrifying.
I'm not kidding about her being very sensitive. So you can see on the back she has a Try Me. She has the button that can take her head off, the little button right there. And then she has an on and off switch. And I do believe while she is on the off position, you can still activate her with a Try Me. And the Try Me was just for like Spirit Halloween purposes, but it's still the auxiliary jack, so you can use it for essentially any Try Me button. Not the techie ones though, because I know that the older techie ones, they're more of like a harness jack. So, but yeah. So enough of me talking. I will go ahead and get her all activated. This is the 2009 Midnight Countess, and she has a great deal of phrases that I should go ahead and get to.
Ooh, a full moon. Let's go out for a quick bite.
If you couldn't figure it out already, she has the voice of the narrator of most Gemmy videos, the ones that would do the animated airborne inflatables videos, that she'd say, like, you know, they add the magic of movement to your outdoor Christmas or Halloween decor. So if you go to some old Gemmy videos, whatever's left, because I know that they took a lot off of their channel, you will hear that the voice is the same as this actor. And if it's not the same voice actor, it's incredibly close. So...
Yes, the party's here. I see you've put on a new mask.
Go ahead and turn off the light. My trip promotion sensor.
A bit closer, please. You're looking deliciously pale tonight.
Now, unfortunately, as you can see on camera, with her head structure, she does have the ribbon type head mech. Like, it's not like a full piece, it's like different lines that go across, so as her eyes light up, you can see that pattern in her head, which makes it a little less realistic, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yes, I'm the girl your mother warned you about. Ah, it's so good of you to still have a heartbeat. Welcome to our place. It's simply electrifying. Ooh, a full moon. Let's go out for a quick bite. Yes, the party's here. I see you've put on a new mask.
And I believe that is the last phrase. I do want to show one more thing that I forgot to, I guess, mention, because I know that a lot of people don't mention this in their videos. She has a motion sensor, and it's not where you'd think. It's in her nose. You can see it's like right there. So very, very weird. I don't know why, but I guess it's a very clever hiding space, and it does work. I mean, if I wave my hand, it might go off.
A bit closer, please.
So it does work.
You're looking deliciously pale tonight.
One more touch that I did want to go over. I like how they actually painted the LEDs on here white. The rest of the lights, or not the lights, but the candles on here, they aren't painted. They're just they're just like a plastic type white. But the wax dripping and the lights are painted white. Now, they didn't have to do that, but they did. I'm assuming that underneath here was probably like a bluish LED, because I know that there's some white LEDs that will emit like a blue look to them, even though the shell of it is clear. But it was a very nice touch that they did do that. They did not do that on Giles, so I do appreciate that they did that on her. And I will show the hands too, because the hands on here might be original. I don't think, because I know that they will reuse hand sculpts, but I do think that she is one of the only items to have this type hand. And if not, then she was probably the first, and then they just, you know, kept reusing it for other female items. And then you can see that she does actually grip the candelabra. So just very, very nice attention to detail all over. I am very happy with this item. I don't intend on selling this, and like I said, unless I get like a really good offer, but even at that, I would love to have this item for as long as I can. And this is probably one of the better working ones that you'll find, because like I said, she fully works. She has the box, all of her packaging and stuff. Only thing is just the splitting gear in the head, and the earrings are different. But other than that, she is completely set. So this is the Gemmy 2009 5.5 foot tall animated life-size Midnight Countess. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry that this has been such a long review, and I'm sure I could probably cut it back a little bit, and I will try to do that in the future. Stay tuned for some next videos. I'm going to try to either do another tabletop, or I will try to start uploading some prototype airborne inflatable reviews, which I do have a couple prototypes that I do want to review. Not really production ones, because those aren't as entertaining to watch, but I will upload the prototype ones. So yeah, that's basically it. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again next time.